Okay, welcome back to Phone Lookout. Thanks for looking out for our videos. And today I bring for you a slightly different situation. That's building a battery for a phone whose battery seemingly cannot be got. Now, this is a clone phone, and this guy's phone, when he makes a call, it just blacks out. The battery just cuts power, and when I touch it, it seems soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Techno battery to construct for him another. So without further ado, let us get started. So the first thing is to get out the old battery. Now with removing the old battery, we'll need a soldering gun and our hand. So what I shall do is take note of the color coding. So we have red, white, black, or perhaps let me say black, white, yellow, but also black, white, red, almost like the Uganda flag, black, yellow, red. So that's how I'm trying to memorize the color coding. So I remove the red, followed by the white, represented by yellow, and then the last one. Now, with that removed, right now our focus should be drawn to the batteries themselves. So right now, what I'm going to do is simply recycle the control board. So I think let me make note of one or two things about a phone's battery. So almost all phone batteries have actually all phone batteries have a ground terminal, which we would have called negative, and the positive terminal, which you would have called positive, and then that is the enable pin, or like most people like to call it, the signal. Now the signal works in conjunction with the control board right here, and this one also has some sort of control board here, and I had built this some time back for someone, but now I'm going to repurpose it. So there is the two main big things are the accumulator itself, that is the container that stores the power that you give the phone. The other thing is the control board that helps regulate the power going in and also help you keep track of the battery level. So let's get started. So right now what I'm going to do is take apart this phone. So what I'm basically going to do right in this solution is to transplant this accumulator onto that control board. So that means me opening this battery and detaching this control board off the accumulator, because this is what is actually there. Now with that said, sorry about that. Now these guys used some heat resistant tape, so I will peel this off like that. And then this one out, and then this one. So I think I wanted to show you something, but I almost forgot. Now I'm going to set my multimeter into voltage mode there, to just show you that this accumulator actually releases roughly 3.7 volts to about 8 if full. So with the red probe attached to the red contact and the black one to the negative, you should get about 3 point something. That's 3 point, sorry, my probe is not making proper contact. 3.8, meaning my control board is likely fine. Now if you notice carefully, from this block there is that metal contact getting out and this side getting out. So one of them is positive and another is negative. Now these guys were kind to mark it for us. This side right there is the positive and that's the negative. So what we're going to do is desolder that from this. So with my soldering gun, what I usually do apply some flux at the point that I need to disconnect. This is to help with the transfer of heat. Sorry, right now my charging my gun hadn't yet heated up, so I will have to give it some 2-3 minutes to heat up, and let me pause the video temporarily. Okay, I just thought as the soldering gun heats up, I would also detach this control board that I had connected to this accumulator. Now, you see I used masking tape heavily to restrain it, so get that out. Then get this out of place, and that, and that. So if you notice, see the choice of transfer of the contacts. Now I decided to use wire to pick power from the accumulator here to the control board, from this other terminal to the control board. So if you notice here the markings, this is negative, positive, meaning this terminal is the negative terminal and that's the positive terminal. But since I already did connect these wires to these points, I won't have to do that, so I'll have to simply transplant this side and that side onto that control board. And that's basically the technical part for removing and for building this battery. I'm going to keep this masking tape, seeing that I have run out of them lately and they do not seem to be enough. Oh, sorry. Okay, now I think I'm going to have trouble releasing this tape. This is the point where I'll employ some hot air gun to make the glue a bit molten. Now temperature dial at 200. So I'm using this to heat up the glue. Sorry. And then with my divider, try to separate them. Okay. You can see that it comes off with this. This too is out. Now we have to go all the way. Lift that also. See? Now I always tell a number of people that majority of repair is simply intuition. Understand what's happening and try to play around with it. Don't let your imaginations roam. Now with a bit of heat I've been able to subdue the masking tape. Pull that out, okay. Tape, put it aside. Okay, now I believe right now our soldering gun has heated up enough. Let me just put this aside. And then come back for it. Okay, let me actually get rid of this once and for all. Okay. Tape just seems to be following me around. Now this, and shake it off. But before I do that, I'm tempted to check the voltage on the terminal of the battery that I'm transplanting, the accumulator that I'm transplanting. So this is positive, negative. Okay, it's at 4.2, which I believe is fine. And this battery has been in storage, so to still have kept its voltage gives me courage that it's still intact. Now let me desolder that terminal. That one is out. Then now get that also out of place. Okay, so that is free. Now this is the control boards I was telling you. So usually it tends to have either transistors or times a resistor. Yeah. Okay. So next is to get this off that board. Now, like I told you earlier on, use some solder to improve the transfer from the tip of the soldering iron to that board, and see how easily that goes off. Now next thing is to do the same for this side. Usually when I just use the soldering iron alone, it becomes much harder. So that's our accumulator. We now get rid of this. Now take note that on this control board, if you notice carefully, there are components on there. Those are the ones that help with power regulation and all that stuff. I hope you're able to see them. Now, anyway, that's not the point now. Right now, I just want to show that this is the positive terminal, it's marked there, and that's the negative terminal. You should always make sure it aligns with the values there. So this negative terminal will connect to our green wire there, because negative here is that green wire, and then that positive terminal will connect with the golden wire. So without further ado, let's go on to stitch it there. So first we are going to begin with the negative terminal, which is here. So I shall hold it at an angle, keep this intact, apply heat, blow some cold air for it to stick, reach out for this side. Now before I connect the second terminal, I need to verify that I have gotten my polarity right. So right now, I'll first again confirm with the multimeter. So this is red wire is the positive probe, and that's the negative probe. So if I connect this to the negative terminal and this to the red terminal, I should get a positive value on the multimeter. So right now, positive to positive, and then add this to there. So the value is a positive value, so we are on track. The thing stores a lot of charge, and you do not want connecting it in the wrong place, because it will run a very high current and burn out those control components. Now we bring our positive, incline it. I like to do this because it's a bit effective when I'm putting tape at the end. Okay, so that's that, and that's much of the technical work. The rest is simply reconstructing it to fit in the place, and that involves installation and all that stuff. So I think we can put this soldering iron aside temporarily as we prepare this to receive installation. I'm bending over and it's sort of taking a toll on my back, but I think I will manage. Now I have to recall the services of our old tape. Right there. Why I stick the glue onto itself, the tape onto itself, is because it makes for a stronger bond, like that. And then that side, clip it there, and then that there. So now I'm left with this segment exposed and that segment. So for that, I'm going to bring this other tape, put it there like that, and turn it around and stick it onto itself. That's a strong bond. Now I think I'll have to tear this off and bring it to this side for insulation, but it's actually short, so I'll use some other tape. Now let me bring this one, put it over there, and that does it for much of the insulation. So with that done, now the next thing is to bring the phone into the picture, but then why I'm doing that is before I stick this permanently onto this body, I have aligned it properly, because this wire allows me for room of adjustment. Okay, now this is how our thing should sit into the board, like that. Now that means this will have to come over there. Okay, so meaning we need to do some bending right there for this to sit in properly. Okay, now I will have to insulate this section because I do not want this peeling off. As much as these wires are coated, they were earphone wires, so the insulation may not be very strong, so I have to insulate this area so that where these wires pass, they don't ground onto the body of the phone. So I have some bit of tape surviving, which seems to also be depleted, but let me see if I can get a piece big enough to achieve this goal. Okay, I think this piece may turn out to be a bit valuable. I think I may pause the video for now and come back when I've done much of the installation, so that I do not run out of recording space. Okay, let me cut some tape. Okay, that is refusing to come out neatly. I'm going to go for that side. I have a problem in that my gloves keep sticking onto the tape. Okay, that's that. So that's my insulation. I would have loved to do a much neater work, but that's controlled. Up this way. So this gives me freedom to work with this space better, like that. Fold this backwards into that gap, this that there. So now I'm ready to solder the terminals onto the frame of the phone. So I'll begin by the positive terminal, because you do not want it touching the groundings on the board. My soldering gun keeps on jumping out. Now I have to plug it back in and wait for it to heat again. Then we come back. Our soldering gun has heated up enough. Get it ready. Shake that off. Prepare the area that is to receive. Who's you? Eh? Who's you?
Job, the book of Job.
Yeah.
Talking about Job. Why you?
Yobo. I think even in Luganda.
Why you?
Okay. Now let me bring you. Oh, okay, that's the closest we can get. I thought I would bring you a close-up shot. Now begin with the positive terminal. get that down. Okay, then the next is this other terminal. I need to push this down, so you wait for me a bit. Okay, now there we are. Push it down. Okay, the signaling terminal is in. Next thing is to put the grounding terminal or the negative terminal. It's called what?
I saw something in Naguru there. What they are?
They play.
Naguru.
You
saw Naguru? Yeah, I know Naguru very well. You saw it written there? Hey.
Even them, they wrote it somewhere there.
Hey. Naguru Koya.
Got down something like that.
Hey.
How do you know Naguru?
I read it from the Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Naguru what?
By the way, people have their talents, but no one has bothered recording them.
I can play that one.
I know. I think our music industry is very poor. Because that stuff, whites are willing to buy. I saw this Idi Amin movie, Hollywood. Decided to come and record a local song. There's a song, an actually song.
So that one is done, yeah?
I'm almost done. Yeah. Okay, so right now, move this under there for protection, and then this also down here for protection, and then place this under there. Now this is where now we need our tape to
You've never gone there? Hey.
There are a lot. Naguru go down.
There's actually quarters.
Yeah.
Naguru there. Naguru, if you go there, every side you hear.
It's like how, when this guy's government came in and Ntinda, Chisasi Chanja is for Westerners. Maybe back then. Okay, now power on to test battery. Yeah, it goes on, so we are good. Now the next step is to glue this onto the frame so that it doesn't fall out, and that's where our bad boy comes in. There's a B7000 that I used to use, but it didn't make for stronger bonds, so I decided to go for E800. They actually perform as promised with the is a surprise adhesive force. Yeah, Chinese never have their English right, so but don't judge them by the English, judge them by the result of the product. On a few occasions they do surprise you. Now I'll put some here along that length, being careful not to put it over the fibers in between there and there. I hope it's not an overkill, but then again, this phone has no back cover, so I might as well go all the way. Okay, there, and it's on. Okay, yeah, that's it for you for today, and as usual, thank you for watching Phone Lookout. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. See you. now.